The oppression of the Israelites in the land of Egypt. The Israelites had lived as slaves for generations. They toiled under the harsh sun, building the grand monuments and cities that were the pride of the Pharaohs. Their lives were filled with hardship and suffering, and their cries for freedom went unanswered. Among the Israelites, there was a man named Moses, who had been raised in the palace of Pharaoh as the adopted son of the Pharaoh's daughter. Despite his privileged upbringing, Moses never forgot his true heritage. One day, while witnessing the brutal treatment of his fellow Israelites, Moses intervened and killed an Egyptian taskmaster. Fearing for his life, he fled into the wilderness, where he lived as a shepherd for 40 years. During his time in the wilderness, Moses encountered a burning bush that was not consumed by the flames. From the bush, God spoke to him, revealing his plan to deliver the Israelites from their bondage. The call of Moses. "Moses, Moses," the voice from the bush called. "Here I am," Moses replied, trembling. "I am the God of your father, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob." The voice continued, "I have seen the affliction of my people who are in Egypt, and have heard their cry because of their taskmasters. I know their sufferings, and I have come down to deliver them out of the hand of the Egyptians, and to bring them up out of that land to a good and broad land, a land flowing with milk and honey." Moses, overwhelmed by the magnitude of the task, hesitated. "Who am I that I should go to Pharaoh and bring the Israelites out of Egypt?" he asked. But God assured him, "I will be with you, and this shall be the sign for you, that I have sent you. When you have brought the people out of Egypt, you shall serve God on this mountain." Despite his fears, Moses accepted the call and returned to Egypt, armed with the power of God and the promise of deliverance. The plagues and the Passover. Moses and his brother Aaron approached Pharaoh, delivering God's message. "Let my people go, that they may hold a feast to me in the wilderness." But Pharaoh's heart was hardened, and he refused. In response, God unleashed a series of devastating plagues upon Egypt. The Nile turned to blood, flies, lice, and frogs swarmed the land, livestock died, and boils afflicted the people. Each time, Pharaoh promised to release the Israelites, only to harden his heart once the plague was lifted. The final and most terrifying plague was the death of the firstborn. God instructed the Israelites to mark their doorposts with the blood of a lamb, so that the angel of death would pass over their homes. This event, known as the Passover, was a turning point in the story of the Exodus and the parting of the Red Sea. In the aftermath of the Passover, Pharaoh finally relented and allowed the Israelites to leave. But as they made their way out of Egypt, he changed his mind and pursued them with his army. The Israelites found themselves trapped between the Egyptian forces and the Red Sea. Panic and despair gripped the people. But Moses remained steadfast in his faith. "Do not be afraid," he told them. "Stand firm and see the salvation of the Lord, which he will work for you today." At God's command, Moses stretched out his staff over the sea, and a strong east wind began to blow. The waters parted, creating a path of dry land through the sea. The Israelites crossed over, with walls of water on either side. As the last of the Israelites reached the other side, the Egyptian army pursued them into the sea. But God commanded Moses to stretch out his hand again, and the waters came crashing down, swallowing the Egyptians and their chariots. The wilderness and the covenant. The Israelites, now free from the bondage of Egypt, began their journey through the wilderness towards the promised land. But the journey was fraught with challenges. The people grumbled and complained, longing for the comforts of Egypt. Despite their doubts and fears, God provided for them, giving them manna from heaven and water from a rock. He also gave them the 10 Commandments, a covenant that would guide them in their new life as a free people. At Mount Sinai, God appeared to Moses and the Israelites, revealing his glory and his laws. The people pledged their allegiance to God, and Moses became the mediator of the covenant between God and his people. The journey continues. The journey through the wilderness was long and arduous, but the Israelites persevered, guided by the pillar of cloud and fire that symbolized God's presence. They faced many trials and tribulations, but they also experienced moments of great joy and celebration. Finally, after 40 years of wandering, the Israelites reached the borders of the Promised Land. Moses, who had led them through so much, was not permitted to enter the land himself. But he entrusted the leadership to Joshua, and the people prepared to cross the Jordan River and claim their inheritance. The story of the Exodus is a powerful tale of liberation, faith, and the enduring power of God's covenant. It is a story that has inspired countless generations, reminding us of the importance of courage, perseverance, and a belief in a better future. The Israelites' journey from slavery to freedom is a testament to the transformative power of faith and the unwavering love of God. It is a story that continues to resonate with people of all ages, offering hope and encouragement in times of need.